Welcome to Short Moral Tales. Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant garden, there were two very different communities of creatures, the bees and the beetles. The bees lived in a grand hive, buzzing around cheerfully as they worked diligently. Each bee had a special task. Some gathered nectar from blooming flowers, while others made honey and cleaned the hive. They were always busy and organized, preparing for any unexpected events. The beetles, on the other hand, lived in a nearby patch of earth. Unlike the bees, the beetles didn't have a structured way of living. They spent their days wandering aimlessly and having fun. They didn't build shelters or prepare for changes in weather, believing that everything would always stay the same. One summer, the garden was blessed with sunny days and gentle breezes. The bees continued their work, making sure they collected enough nectar and stocked plenty of honey. The beetles enjoyed the sunshine, playing games and rolling around in the soil without a care in the world. But as summer drew to a close, dark clouds began to gather in the sky. The air grew colder, and a powerful storm was on the horizon. The bees, always prepared, quickly went to work sealing their hive with extra honeycomb to keep out the wind and rain. They made sure everyone had a safe spot inside their warm, dry hive. As the storm began, the wind howled and the rain poured heavily. The beetles, who had not prepared for the storm, found themselves in a difficult situation. Their patch of earth was quickly becoming muddy and flooded. They had no shelter and struggled to find a dry place to rest. The rain dripped through the leaves above, and the beetles huddled together, shivering and miserable. The bees, safe and cozy inside their hive, could hear the beetles' distress. Though they had been busy with their own tasks, they knew they could not ignore their neighbors' plight. The queen bee called a meeting and decided they needed to help the beetles. With determination, the bees flew out into the storm. They carried small jars of honey and offered them to the beetles. They also guided the beetles to the hive entrance, where the bees had made a small shelter for them. The beetles were amazed by the bees' kindness and generosity. Inside the hive, the bees shared their honey with the beetles, giving them warmth and energy. The beetles, grateful for the bees' help, realized how their lack of preparation had left them vulnerable. They thanked the bees and promised to work on being more prepared in the future. When the storm finally passed and the sun returned, the beetles began to change their ways. They started to build small shelters and prepared for the changing weather, learning the value of hard work and foresight from the bees. The bees and beetles grew to understand each other better. They worked together to keep the garden a happy and safe place. The beetles learned the importance of preparation and hard work, while the bees learned the value of compassion and helping others in need. Moral of the story: preparation and hard work can help you overcome challenges, while kindness and cooperation can build strong relationships and make difficult times easier to bear. Thanks for watching.